Hey guys, today I'm going over the cards that you might not have seen before and just sort of getting you used to the game, getting you to know some of the cards. So yeah, I'm just going to go through them. I couldn't be bothered to order them precisely, but I've got them just sort of like in sections. So we're starting off with the common creatures. I like this card's artwork, this one as well. This one as well, with a very interesting ability, increase your every main stat in your hand by 5 if this card wins, but it's very difficult to win with this card. Similarly, if this card dies, you can kill one of your opponent's battle cards. That's great. I can see a lot of combos with this card because you can basically just copy any ability, which can become really powerful really quickly. Strong stats. Similarly, very strong stats here, especially for a common card. Like that card. Again, very strong. The strongest vanilla common card that I have in this set. I like Bonko. Same with Moof. I like this one as one of an OG cards. First card I ever made, Lemon. Not very powerful, but still. Puffy, yeah. Ducky, I actually have. Well, I actually have the initial duck here. Polka. These are all cards that I have in my book. Oogie Boogie, constantly, the water ability is constantly in play. Cosmos, gain an extra flair point for next turn. It's going to have some uses. Donut. Fudge. I have a lot of 3-2-3 cards. 1, 2, 3, beep. Coggy. The artwork is slightly sort of scruffy here, and I didn't realise that until I got it printed. Freddy. Fuzz, probably one of the weaker cards in the game. Magmath, if this card dies, add 2 to your next flair allowance. Pookie, one of the first cards in the game, and initially it was spelled with O's, and it was pointed out to me quite quickly. Another 3-2-3 card. This card increases to 12 if you play it for the first time. So yeah. So now we're going to move on to the super cards. We start with a bang with Supernovus, some very strong stats there. The Summoner, play a 2 or less flair creature for free, so you can basically just like get an extra card. Jelly Bear, I like making this guy's artwork. Scared Munchkin, not very strong, but you can play him for free. I think that's the main thing. Gravedigger, you can bring a card back from the dead, which is very powerful. Chef, the first super card that I made. King Nana, there is meant to be a Nana card, but I didn't make it for this deck. Rainbow Petalo, similarly there should be a normal Petalo card, but it isn't in this deck. Not very strong, but you can revive your previous dead team if you win with it, so a bit like Kinogi before. Disco Ball Genie, pick up 3 cards. Mutant Munchkin, I've used this before actually. Increase your total by 1 for every limit in play, and which is followed up by this card, which is what you can play with to gain a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 extra points if you have it in play. And also, very strong, very strong. This card appears to be really powerful, but then you look at its ability. The result of the round is reversed, so you actually have to try and lose with this card, which is actually fairly difficult. I realised when doing some playtesting. Soul, this card has some very good uses. Mask your opponent, remove the stats of 1 card every round you play with him. Fireboo, strong cards, and you can remove a card's musical ability. And if you play with Ice Boo, then you can kill a card. Demon of Dance, it's really powerful. He's an ultimate card, and also if this card dies, you go into Armageddon, which means there's no limit on which cards you can play. Bub, my favourite card in the game. Favourite card, really expensive, but you can pick a colour, gain 5 total points for every card in play with that background colour, and its stats are just really powerful. I just love the artwork as well. Now we're going to go on to some of the action cards. Nullify every card of a certain colour for 1 round. Hallucination, that's always a good one. Lightning Strike, this is a very risky card because you can kill one of your own players. Freeze, that's strong. Musical Energy, quite weak, but still useful, and obviously sometimes it can be the difference between winning and losing a round. Egg, a risky card. Charismatic Energy, similar to Musical Energy. Arrival, sort of good to know that you can draw a card whenever you like, sort of replace it in your deck. Switch it up. Switch any card's dance power and musical ability, which can come in handy to overcome the +5 rule. Banana of Truth. That is very useful for cards that only have one-time abilities, like Boggle Puff earlier. Remove all buffs or debuffs from one of your cards. Take one of your cards out of the cooldown zone, very useful for later rounds when you've used really powerful cards. Locked Door, nobody draws a card this time. I haven't actually had much use for that one. I have had a lot of use for this card though, re-roll a dice roll. Dance Energy, similar to before. Beer Pong, sort of a gain 5 thing. Rubbish Bin, take a card from your discard pile. It's a common card and quite useful actually. Last Slice, a bit like Beer Pong. Now onto the supers. This card is really useful in later rounds because you can basically just put a card, make your opponent put a card back. Then No, which is like the Nope card from Exploding Kittens. That's kind of what I took inspiration from that one. Water Gun, it's like water, but you can play it on your opponent's cards. So you can remove its buffs as well as any of, it works as water on any card in the game. Just a Dream. I might have to ban this card because I've used it a few times and it's really annoying because you have to basically just reset the round. Golden Egg, much stronger than Egg, but it is, again, risky. And you can also just use it to farm cards. Powerful Hallucination, like Hallucination, but you can see your opponent's top 3 cards. Awakening, down to the Super Dupers. This is powerful. Double any card stats and then kill it next turn. Dark Energy, make one of your opponent's cards work destructively. And as you can see, 5 Flare, which shows how sort of powerful this card is. Revival Gem, revive 3 cards. And finally, my favourite artwork, Almighty Guitar, double any card's musical ability, and that's a permanent thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any questions or you want to make any fan art, I'd obviously be up for that. But yeah, have a great day, and I will see you soon.